Yo, what's going on, people?
Hello, peeps.
We are
We're up.
here.
We're live.
We are live. Paper planes and more.
Another
Episode
weekly
four.
show, the live show.
Episode four of Paper Planes and Mo. It's the only time I'm gonna get to say it until we get to 14 and 24 and 34
and
and
Mofo.
44 on the flow, giving you some mo of Paper Planes and Mo. Sponsored by who knows what at that point. Um,
It is.
but yeah,
It's kind of funny. Yeah.
welcome, welcome. Um, I want to apologize first and foremost. Uh, it was a little cold, little lot of things going on, and I did not get to record the things that I wanted to record this past week. But we're gonna get that done. We're gonna get that done tonight. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna get it posted, and it's gonna come at you during the week. And most likely, I don't know. This is totally up to you. I'm really thinking about if we change the paper aircraft weekly, change the upload date to Monday.
Change the upload date to Monday.
Because here's why I say that. So if we do like what we're planning on doing this week, what we were planning on doing last week, this week, where we record a build and then that same plane gets introduced tech on Tuesday, it'll just be released in order. So Monday it'll be released the build. They'll see how to build it, and then they can show up on Tuesday and actually um, see the tech that is added to that build for that week.
You propose a manufacturing Monday.
Ooh! Instead of the paper aircraft weekly, like changing it, just do a
It's
like,
kind of like it could be a way we call it the show. It's like that's when we put on our how to builds is on Monday, manufacturing Monday, and then like you
dude,
said,
that idea. And see, the reason why I left Ekron up there is because yes, that was the plan for last week. I'm gonna do it this week. So for manufacturing Monday, that's what we're gonna call it. I like that.
all right.
We're gonna keep these letters going with the words with the days of the week. Um, Thursday is really the only one that's different, but
Yeah, Thursday we'll have a little bit of an issue. We can figure something out, but
but we could
it'll be tough.
we can do well if a day of the week started with a R, then we could call it rant whatever, but which would be the live show. We just put it on that day, but we can just
Okay. Okay.
trash Thursday. I don't know. That's what like at this point. That's what we put out. We just put out a bunch of junk on Thursdays. Um,
We don't have a day starting with H, so we can't put out. You know, we are the international core. We could always see if anybody's got a different letter for their days of the week, and we could change it up that way too.
yeah, but most people don't, do they?
Well, the days, a lot of them in many cases do start with like our same letters. However, the one biggest one I can think of is like German. Germany, Wednesday is usually called Mittwoch, starting with M because it's the middle of the week. And Thursday is usually Donnerstag, so it starts with a D. So there is variations.
don't don't talk, don't stop. Because that's what we're doing. Don't talk Thursday.
Everybody's just silent. We're sitting here like this, and maybe we fold, and then
Yeah,
we
yeah,
stop,
it's sign
and
language.
we
It's
start
all
back
it's
at
all
word.
it's all subtitles uh
Yeah.
and description text. That's all it is.
No particular
Sure,
word.
whatever. No, that's cool. I didn't think about that. Maybe we will have to look at that. But yeah, so that this week for Manufacturing Monday, we're gonna have Ekron, and then on Tuesday we are gonna do for Tech Talk. We're gonna do some structure within the Ekron.
Okay.
So we're gonna
Okay.
do the stir sticks within Ekron, and we're gonna build a little bit bigger. Like I said last time, I don't know if I even mentioned that, but it is going to be a bigger slightly bigger than the standard Ekron, by 2 inches in length, 2 inches in width. So we're going to start with an
Oh,
8 by 8 square instead of a
okay.
6 by 6, and build it, and then see what we get.
Great.
Because I'm trying to narrow down the size that I want it to. I like the 6 by 6, but I think it's too small for what I want it to do.
You're just thinking like there's a good possibility you could increase the range if you increase the overall size. Yeah, I
Correct.
no, I
Yeah.
totally
That
get that. I totally
Yeah,
get
and
that.
that's why, because I mean, when I'm comparing it to phase, because that's kind of the plan form that I had for it, and the idea, and Spider as well. Like that was the the reason why I designed this plane was to compete with those planes because I wanted it to be a long range plane. So initially, yes, it was down in Florida, it was great, but up here, it's different, which is like we've always said,
Yeah,
regions matter. So a
of
plane may
course.
fly
Yeah.
great in one area, but not in the other. So here
Right.
it's definitely shorter range. I don't know if it's because of um, just less wind because I've got more trees, um, and it's not able to um, sustain the airflow, or what. I just don't know. Maybe I need to get out into a
Hmm.
more open field when it's not so windy and see how it does. Maybe.
That's a good point. Yeah, you really would have to test that out to see. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because when we were at the
Um,
annex in Cherry Point, the wind was too much because that was coming off the ocean. Even though we were miles and miles away, we were still only miles and miles away directly.
right.
In a straight line, we were probably only like maybe a couple of miles.
Okay, so that probably may be remedied by your structure too that you're talking about.
Well, that's what I'm hoping to do. If I build the plane a little bit bigger and then I add structure to the wings, then hopefully the idea is to increase the range without
Okay.
having
All
to
right.
hopefully go find a bigger airspace
Yeah.
to fly it in. Granted, I want that problem to where it needs a bigger airspace, but I don't want to have to go find one just to see if that makes the difference.
No, I
I
hear you.
want it to
Yeah.
be able to fly that way without it, and then say, okay, I can only fly it in that area. That's great. I'm fine with that. I'd much rather be, you know, deal with that.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
so that's the plan that I've got for this week coming up. That's what that sheet of paper right there is for. Um, that's for that. So we're going that route. Um, yeah.
All
So
right.
um, let's look at the topics for today because
Oh, we didn't even all right, all
I
right.
didn't even
Well, we could continue what we were talking about when we started. We could see like how that logo's working,
oh
for you because we're asking people for logos and stuff.
oh yeah. So that's yeah. We can pull that up. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I have. No, that's crap. That's crap. That's not crap. That's actually good. Oh yeah. So let's
What
add
are
a
you
new
looking at?
scene. Can't you see?
Yeah, no, I can. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm changing the left
Oh,
screen over here.
gotcha. Okay.
Those all need updating, but what I'm gonna do is let's just do um NAS desktop for now. I can rename it later. And then we're gonna add in a screen capture. Or do we want to do a display capture, or do we want to do a window capture? Oh, we might want to do a window capture. Let's do. No, cancel. Let's do a screen. Let's do a display capture because I can do that. Um, just gonna name uh, left screen. That way I know which one it is.
Right. Okay.
Left,
I
left,
get it. I
left,
get it.
left
Perfectly
screen,
logical.
left screen,
Shit.
and the source is going to be
Where the hell did it
uh,
go? There it
primary
is.
monitor. That's not primary monitor.
What
Oh, wait, it sure is. I'm being dumb. That is primary monitor. Okay.
the fuck is the difference here?
Um, perfect. So then let's pull up Discord over here
The only
and
fucking
let's
difference
pull
is it
that up
blue?
and then let's open original and see if we can
Golden ass.
just do that and then yeah, I'm not showing anything too personal over here.
Well, that's
Um,
good. That's good.
yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna transition over to this. Um, this is a logo that Sil was working on for me because I'm just honestly not. I've got ideas, but I'm not great at trying to make those come to life when it comes to Photoshop and other things. Like I
He
just
just needs a little bit of help, and that's like a basic start, really.
yeah,
Don't get hyped, people. This is what we're working on. Is ideas. I mean, like,
yeah. I wanted it to be Spider, and you captured that design like really well. I don't know
okay.
what you used or what you did. Um,
Well, I actually had to use pictures, and then like, okay, so I got to get the. I really just
well,
like, okay, got to
and
get
I
the
don't
built-in
know,
diamond right. I got to get the anhedral right, and I got to
and
get the
I don't know
slope
if you
right.
can change the angle of that plane, but that's totally up to you. Um,
I'm going to play with it to see exactly what it is we
because I
can
was
do.
thinking more profile side view.
Oh, you do want the okay? You do want the profile? Okay, no, that's
I,
cool.
maybe like a 45, almost like the picture here, but from the top view.
Okay,
So if you can picture, and I'll transition back over. If you can, I've got where's she at? I've got one here. Where's she at? Stop playing with me. I had you. Oh, why do they always got to jack with me? There they are. There they are. I'm like, where do they go?
one never knows.
Hang on. Do I want this one? Which one of these do I want? These are not. Oh, here it is. Yeah, right. This one. This one. Um, um. So more like, well, for instance, for your view, let's see how it would be. Um, kind of like. So I wanted it kind of slanted, like, and so I'm gonna do it from my angle and kind of like this,
Okay,
but probably reversed. Um, because I want it more like that view.
okay. A little bit of the fuselage and a little bit of the top of the wing. Okay,
Yeah, and then like a 45, and I wanted it going pointing to the left.
okay.
So I don't know what that was pointing to you guys, but that was pointing to my left. So it's probably pointing to the right if you're looking at it online,
It was indeed. It was indeed. Yeah.
because that's usually the case with these cameras. When you have them reversed, looking down on top of stuff. Um, but you know what I'm saying? So basically,
Yep.
just take that take that picture and tip it tip it at a 45-degree angle, and then rotate it.
I also want to point
Rotate it,
out to
rotate
people
it
this.
slightly, and that way you can catch a little bit of the top, a little bit of the fuselage. You catch a little bit of the anhedral, and you get more of a profile view on that, and it looks like it's kind of taking off.
This is one of the reasons why people I would like some more pictures from you guys. So I've got something like this to reference.
Um, yeah, but it's so hard to take that exact picture.
Oh yeah, of course. You're right. It would be. I mean, that would be multiple shots just to get it appropriate. So
Yeah, yeah, I'd be out there for an entire year trying to figure out if I got it right. Um, Now, granted, I don't know if I what I have and what I don't have. Do you have my other stuff in there?
I've got some shots of I've got some shots of Spider.
I don't need to go there. I
I
need to
don't
go.
have a great deal of shots of
Oh, let me go
Spider.
under old desktop or old hard drive. Old hard drive though, not old desktop. Uh,
I mean, the bestest shot is that one that we used to use on the show when we highlighted it here. That is a really good shot, but it's taken from a little bit of a diverse
those
angle
are
than you're
videos.
expecting. Although
That's
I could alter it and use that. The thing is, as a logo, of course, it's
this
going to be
is
different.
that. Those are all videos. These are thumbnails. Um,
Oh, Jesus. What the
those are my
hell?
thumbnails. That's not it. Uh, that's not it.
That's funny because the
Mm,
other one that I was working on for you with the generic paper plane is about the angle you were talking about. Lighter green. And you were talking about a lighter green
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah. I was talking about a lighter green. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Let me pull up.
Shade it down. Probably a little bit more like this.
Yep. Try 6 Bravo 8 Echo 2 3.
Ah, you got the number. Okay. Stand by one. 6 Bravo 8
Or
Echo 2
or
3.
actually try
Oh, you want it
four.
closer to like an olive drab.
Yeah. So yeah. Try 4 Bravo 5 3 2 0. I want to see that.
Oh, that yeah, and that is true olive drab.
4 Bravo 5 3 2 0.
Did you like literally look that up? Just like olive drab green hex code.
I did, and then I found OD green,
Yeah.
which is more of the color that I'm looking for. So yeah, 4 Bravo 5 3 2 0.
Wow, 6B, oh, 6 Bravo 8 Echo 23 is what they call olive drab.
Yeah, that was the other one that I gave you. And then the
Yeah.
4 Bravo 5 3 2 0. It's a little bit darker, but that's kind of the. I think that's more the color that I'm looking for.
Okay. Okay.
And I
Oh yeah,
bet you.
because there's
I
yeah,
wonder if I
if
type in
you
marine
look up the
green.
shade, there's a colors wall and it shows the shades of olive drab, and it's perfect. It shows you each shade. There's 10 of them. There's 10 of them in there. You check that out. All I did, well, let's see, wait. I searched Google olive drab green hex code. Okay, and then I took it to. But actually, if you go scroll down one of
Yeah.
the first images, the image search, there's that strip that actually shows you the shades, and then it's the shades.
Uh.
Yep, that's the one.
So this one. Well, yeah. That's weird. That's not olive drab. That's more of a brown.
It does seem to be getting
This
close.
one particular, like this, like it's not on here. It's just this random one pick. AK 1025 is more of a brown. Um, yeah, I mean those colors are all pretty stinking great. Um, but yeah, let's stick with
Okay, no
the
problem.
four
I've got it locked in
Bravo.
right
What was
now.
that?
Yeah,
4 Bravo.
4 Bravo 5320.
Yeah, 4 Bravo 5 3 2 0. That's as close as I think we're gonna get. Um, it says it's an Army green, which honestly, Army and Marines pretty much wear the same stinking color green.
That's right.
I mean,
You won't know the difference. Yeah,
yeah,
you won't spot the difference in that. So
I mean the uniforms are obviously different, but the colors the colors are not.
right. Why does he
Not for the
do
t-shirt.
that?
Well, some of them don't wear the same color t-shirt anymore. Some of them wear like that weird color. The Army sometimes wears that weird color green, like that lighter green,
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
like a gray t-shirt. And then they have like that. And then we had a brown one. The Marines had a brown one at one point. Um, I don't even know if that's even in regs anymore. We used to have the.
You're right. I don't think it is.
I
Yeah,
don't. I don't think. I think they all switched to that to this color green. Um, and even in the tan uniform, they don't wear the brown. They wear the green. Um, because that's just. I mean, it was just easier for them to buy it.
yeah. They
I'm
got a
assuming
deal on it,
that.
man.
I mean, I'm assuming that that's what it was. They got a better discount and price on the green than it was the brown, and Marines were the only ones doing the brown, whereas they could probably get even more bulk orders if they ordered it for two branches
Right.
and
Yeah,
just
which is all they
made
were
it.
really trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guarantee that's what they were trying to do, which totally I understand. Save money somewhere. I mean, you're wasting it everywhere else, so screw it. Save money.
Oh, so
Um,
true, man. So true.
so and plus most people were wearing the green anyways because you get issued the brown initially, and everybody hates the initial image that you have when you go to boot camp. So it's like you try to get rid of that as fast as possible. So you change your uniform within regs to whatever you can that doesn't remind you of that. So you go
Right.
spend the extra money on the shoes, and you spend the extra money on different parts of your uniform and stuff that's not issued at basic, that's not as cheap as they can make it.
Yeah,
Same with
no
the
kidding.
same
Like,
with the
yeah.
socks because they issued those stupid brown socks initially, and everybody quit wearing those, and they started going to the green socks.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember
They
that.
those
Yeah.
nasty brown. They dry rotted so fast. They were horrible green socks or brown socks. I still have like three pair that are all like basically dry rotted. They were just keeping them from nostalgia purposes.
They're always good to work out like in the yard. You don't give a shit if you trash them.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, I can just buy more because now that they let veterans shop online, um, I can buy stuff from the what's it called?
PX.
Yeah, basically the online comment, like yeah, the online PX,
They just call it the exchange now.
the exchange. Yeah, you can shop online there and buy stuff. I don't know exactly what all you can get on there. I'm sure you can get more. You might be able to get some uniform stuff, but
Yeah, you can. You can replace most because, like, I mean, you got to be able to if you ever actually need it for whatever it is you might need it for.
shit,
So
not me. They ain't calling me back.
it's
Ain't
not so much for calling you back as just so much it would be like for a dress situation or something like
Yeah,
that.
like if I wanted to go to a ceremony or something, then I needed to be able to
Yeah.
replace stuff because I can't get on base anymore.
Right.
Which I still think
Well,
they should allow you. They do
I
allow
think
you once you get to 100%.
if you've got a veteran's ID card, you can because
You,
you got to go through some
I
hoops to
couldn't
get that.
before. I couldn't before. Um, the
Oh,
rule
really?
was that you had to be 100% service connected
Oh,
to
oh,
get
okay.
on a military installation as a veteran without retirement because then you could go get your ID. They would issue a DoD ID card as a 100% service connected veteran. Then you could get another ID card if you didn't retire. I don't know if they've changed those rules, but that's what it was 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Got you. Okay.
That was what it
Okay.
was back in 2010. So,
Yeah, no, things like that change quite often in the military. So
well,
yeah,
yeah, they do, but
yeah, that
they
makes
they
sense.
were they were pretty stickler about that because they don't want everybody coming on. That's the thing. They don't want everybody and their mother coming on.
It's true.
Well, and so as a sponsor, as they call it, you're able to bring on guests. So that means if I'm able to get on, I can just bring anybody I want. You go check in, you bring in your information, they register they check your vehicle, give you a temporary pass. You go through inspection and you bring whoever you want with you. You're the only one getting checked technically because you're the only one providing IDs.
I can see why that actually would have been a logistic nightmare for them. You know, it makes a little bit of sense that they might have changed that around.
Yeah, like I mean, because even as an employee, I had to go through, go in, tell them tell them, hey, this vehicle's coming on. This is the driver and this is the person coming on board, and we're going to the bowling alley. But I had to go in, register with them, go through inspection, and then we could go drive to the bowling alley. It was ridiculous. Like I mean, I get it. Obviously, you're going onto a military installation, so you got to be secure, and you don't want just anybody just driving on. But the army bases
Oh,
are a
unless
lot
you're the
more
army,
lax now. The army bases are a
unless
lot
you
more lax. They just scan your driver's license and you can get on.
unless you're the army has never really given two craps about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can get on certain base. I don't know if it's every base. I know on Fort Polk you can get on with just a driver's license as a civilian.
Yeah.
You still need a reason, and they track where you're going. You need to tell them where you're going, but doesn't mean you have to tell them everywhere you're going.
What are you proposing, man? You proposing like a
I'm
little bit
just
of a
saying, like
spy
they're
mission
gonna know
there? Or?
anyways. You tell them, hey, I'm going to the bowling alley, and you don't go to the bowling alley. Well, they're gonna know,
Yeah.
and you end up at the barracks at somebody's house, somebody's barracks room. You might as
See,
well have just
man,
told them because they're gonna know, and then you're probably gonna get more trouble because you lied to them. So it's whether or not they care to go chase you down is one thing.
where is that C man? Oh, there he is. All right. Oh man,
Yeah, so it all depends. Um, it all depends on that. But yeah,
it all
so
depends.
what's what updates do you have on that new design? You get
Oh, yeah,
anything
on
narrowed
that new
down?
design, I'm assuming you're referring to 332, or
Um,
are
no,
you
no, no,
referring
no.
to?
I was referring to the
Oh
wing
yes,
cuter,
the wing cuter.
the wing cutter, the cutted wing.
Oh man, you mean ND22-1 there?
Oh yeah, yeah, whatever that one, yeah,
Yeah,
whatever that one is.
that one. Okay, that one's again still got to get it out there for some test flights. I haven't had an opportunity because I've been wasting my time. Well, okay, I haven't wasted my time, but okay, so the ones that I built, I kept at work. They didn't get a chance to fly outdoors. They did fly indoors. They did not fly outdoors. And like a fool, I brought them home. And while that happened, like 332s and stuff still actually were at work along with the Diamant and was it a Banshee? Yeah, it was a Banshee as well. This is why I posted those couple of videos, the shorts of 332s flying, because those are the two that I actually had at work. And
I'm just
if you
curious.
watch
Do you have
those,
like a cubicle at work that you keep them at, or?
I got a locker.
Oh, okay, okay. Because
Plus, I
that
got little nooks and crannies that they could stay protected in. So,
I'm just picturing people like finding stuff and trashing them.
oh yeah, no. We got our own little area, and like for the most part, they're usually pretty safe. And again, that's exactly what I did. And like I said, the problem with 22s, the ND22s is, of course, yeah, managed to come home, and I haven't had the weather since I've been home to actually get some flights in. I actually anticipated doing that yesterday, since I was off yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to because, of course, the wind did not cooperate. I did take a 332 out for that, but after three flights, I was like, I'm not going to find anything out. This wind is just too damn brisk. So,
Yeah, we haven't had
I
the wind, but we've just got slush and water everywhere now from the snow melting. So,
right,
um,
right, yeah, I know you would have
it's
that problem. I'm having a
I
little bit of that problem, but
yeah, no, we still got quite a few, and I'm not talking about the piles that were piled up from um snowplows. I'm talking about just the regular snowfall. We still got a good foot of snow on the ground
yeah,
that's got to melt.
lucky,
And the driveway's
lucky
obviously
you.
not as bad, but the driveway's also slush because it's been plowed and now it's starting to melt and oh, it's a muddy mess. Muddy
It's a
mess.
muddy.
Yeah, it's
Ours,
bad.
ours is pretty much fine. We don't have like any snow on the ground anywhere anymore.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
it was raining today, and
It was raining?
yeah, it was raining
Wow.
pretty much all the day today
That's
because the
insane. We
temperature.
didn't get
It's
anything
it's
today.
50 degrees right now, so
It's what?
it's 50 degrees right now.
Oh, well, yeah, it's close. Well, I can't say it's close to that. I mean, we didn't get up that high today. We were in the 40s though.
But we just got done having a 63-degree day yesterday
Oh
too,
my
so
goodness, I'm waiting. Um, it's still not even supposed to get, I mean, Sunday. Man,
well, of course we're supposed to get like
we're supposed to get
one to
rain
three.
Monday and Tuesday, but it's supposed to snow on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're supposed to get snow, 1 to 3 inches of snow Friday morning into Saturday morning. So basically, all day tomorrow, it's supposed to snow.
I don't
Wisconsin.
know.
Well,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
just say
it's supposed to be in
Wisconsin.
the 40s tomorrow, but the lows are what's killing us.
Yeah,
I mean, dang it.
Sundays.
I was gonna
Sundays
have,
potentially got a
man, it was
chance,
supposed to stay warm all the way until next weekend. I mean, it's kind of warm.
but
It's
yeah, but
37. It's supposed to be. I was gonna have a cookout. I was gonna have a cookout next Saturday. Well, I still might have it because it's.
it's no better time to start the flames than when it's cold outside. It's a hell of a lot better than starting flames on a grill when it's 90. I want to
Yeah,
stress that, people. I want to stress that. But what it is, what it is. You go and you build planes. You build a fire, and I mean, like you want to eat some meats. You're gonna have to do that. And but anyway, wait,
yeah,
anyway, I'm not getting the flights in because of that yet. So and this thing, like, okay, with structure, it'll be fine. But I got to test. Obviously, I want to test the base model. So I need to be pretty calm. So that wind was not cooperating. I mean, if regular planes couldn't handle it, I couldn't put ND-22 out there. So,
yeah.
you
I
know.
but No, I'm
Um, but
completely
but
tracking
like you
on
said,
that.
if you check out the shorts, I'm pretty sure you guys will enjoy the flights of 332. Even though there's only two of them, but it was a test to make sure shorts work. Obviously, it came out really good, and yeah, 332 looks quite nice. Yeah. I got that other short that's up there, but it didn't. Man, I can't believe that YouTube is so particular, and I do mean so particular that, like, okay, I asked all the questions to do it on the shows before just to make sure,
Hmm.
and like you got to make it on your phone and you got to upload it from the app. You can't just simply fucking do it like on your PC and then even a 15-second clip done that way vertically. No, that's not enough. You have to do it through the app because it has to know it's a short. I mean, it doesn't qualify because I've marked it as like, hashtag shorts, and you see it doesn't come up as a short. It's really frustrating.
So you
It's
have
like
to do it from your phone.
you have to freaking do it from the phone. You can upload, it doesn't have to be like a live take, but you have to do it from the app. You cannot do it. I keep reading about it, and people said like, no, you can do it from the PC. Well, I tried doing it according to what they said, and it obviously you can see the end results. There's another video on the channel here. It's 11 seconds long, but it ain't a short. You won't find it under shorts. It's hashtagged, but you won't find it there.
Oh
And
wow.
they lied. Yeah, they fucking lied.
Oh, that's what that
So
one was from. That's why I was
yeah,
trying to figure out why that 10-second video was there.
well, that 10-second actually, okay, that 10-second video, I actually tried deleting that before, and it's still there, and I don't understand why. That's not what it's supposed to be. I mean, if you actually watch it, it's just snow. It's static, and I'm not sure why it's holding on. So, because it's not a clip. That really was like just supposed to be talking about changing the channel, just like the one that was a minute and 17 seconds earlier last month. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
Okay, yeah, let
Especially,
me.
especially because when you look at it, you see that it's like it's dated as 23 Feb, but the date it streamed was March 12th. So something's going on with that clip for some reason, and it
Well,
won't take
I
it
just
down.
turned it to private, so
Okay, that'll help out.
that'll help.
I mean, we should just be able to delete it because it's nothing right now. It
Options.
literally is nothing.
Delete
It's like a
forever.
remnant. It's like a remnant of
I
something, and I don't
understand that
understand why
deleting
the
this
hell it was
can't be
like
undone.
that.
Delete forever. It's gone.
Okay, good. That's cool. We should be able to do that. Hopefully, it'll work for you because it obviously didn't work for me because I. That's why it was snow. I did it already, and like it
Yeah, that
apparently
was just
came
like
back.
weird. I didn't realize that's what it was because it had the same thumbnail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That was weird. I missed it. It must have just grabbed a thumbnail or something. I don't know what technology does sometimes.
it's hard to
Yes.
explain, bro.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain.
Um,
But I wish my technology, would proceed. I'm awaiting anxiously having ND-22 get some flights out here with 332. I'm anxiously getting. I really want to get some of these 332s out there. And like, if you watch the show, I'm like, I was describing it. It has like you just can't. It doesn't matter how it is. Like don't build. Like I've got, like you said, build a fleet. I've got like 20 of them. It doesn't matter how much tech is on them. If you just like them, you like them.
yep.
That's all that really matters. So
Nope, I got you. I'm tracking. As long as we
right,
tracking, I'm tracking.
as long as you're tracking. And I just wanted to reiterate to people like he's doing with Ekron. You're talking about enlarging it. I mean, it's still the same plane, just making it bigger. We've talked about enlargements before. We've talked about
Yep.
shrinking before, but it's
And
like
I don't like talking about
don't try to make
shrinkage.
it. Yeah, don't don't try to make it too much work. We're trying to have fun here, so ultimately that's the goal.
Yep.
So
Yep, that is the goal. And yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I wasn't planning on having a long show tonight. I was just kind of getting this information out there, letting you guys know what's coming up.
well,
Um,
that's cool. That's what the show is for. Yeah, that's
and
right. That's right.
episode 4, paper planes and Mo. That's what we had. Um, that's where we at. I mean, you got anything else?
Um, the tournament started, people. So hope your brackets are doing
Oh
okay.
yeah, oh yeah, because Kentucky just got busted in overtime.
Yeah.
Kentucky
So
just got
people, if
busted in overtime.
just
St. Peter's,
um,
Cinderella, go for
you had your tourney. NASA's got his tourney, and then
them.
well, there's
Everybody
a
else is
tourney
getting
going on
busted in
now, but
theirs. Because I know people pick Kentucky. I would have picked Kentucky. I didn't do brackets this year specifically because this year was such a crazy year, and I'm like, there's no besides Gonzaga, like there's no
I'm
really
fairly well
strong.
certain.
There's no
I'm fairly
really.
well certain everybody picked Kentucky.
Oh yeah, and I would have picked Kentucky too. Like I know every year there's a 2 seed that gets upset every year, but I would not have picked Kentucky to be the one. I would have picked Duke. I wouldn't have picked Kentucky. But
I know. I
Duke is
was
still
saying
strong
that.
this
I
year
was saying that
too.
on the show. I said that on the show. I was like, you know what? Just because it's Coach K's last year, it's gonna be like everybody's gonna be like, man, they're gonna do it
There's a
for the
lot of
coach.
pressure on
The
those
final
guys.
year.
That's why Carolina beat them in the last home game.
Yeah,
Carolina
yeah.
whopped that ass. Woo! I
Oh,
was happy.
don't be knocking it, Jack. Y'all ain't gonna last long either.
Hey, we got Baylor tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Saturday. We got Baylor on Saturday. So
Yeah, prepare to get that ass whooped.
I'm hoping they come. I hoping we pull out all the stops on Baylor because I know we're gonna need it. I'm I mean it's another reason why I didn't do brackets this year because I mean not that I have to do it only when Carolina's got a great team and I know they're gonna win, but like I mean it's just so hard to really pick a perfect bracket and I'm so like annoyed at
So
every time
hard.
I
It's
lose.
impossible. Nobody's ever done it.
Well, I know nobody's ever done it, but people have come really close and they've won a lot of money doing it.
Yeah,
But
but they
I,
probably have better luck doing the females than the males. Because seriously,
oh yeah,
I
because what
mean,
was that? What was that? Was that Yukon or was that the Yukon women's team that won like 7 years in a row or something like that?
yes, that's UConn. Yeah,
I was
but I
like,
mean,
yeah,
if you it doesn't. If you look, like I said, you look back through health 20, 30 years of the women's brackets, it's almost always the number ones and number twos that make it to the Elite Eight and the Final Four. It's never like the dudes where you can see fives, eights up in it. No, 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 no. Ones and
13s.
twos only. Yeah, ones and twos only for the chicks. The chicks just seem to follow the pattern and they, like they're predictable. It's good, but it's probably not good for anybody like willing to make bets and stuff because it's like, well, number one's going to go all the way, and it's an easy pick. Whereas you got St. Peter's right here
Yeah, and
proving
the
that if you
money's
need
not there
two,
too. That's the thing. You
yeah, you
can't.
need number two, you ain't gonna get it.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like the money, like gambling on the women's tournaments are not really the money's not really there because they already know who's the dominant team, who's the dominant two teams that have
That's right.
been
That's right.
there.
Yep.
It's been Kentucky for the women's. It's been UConn, um, Kansas. The same ones that had the men's teams that are really good. The women's teams are just far better when it comes to that because there's no other. I mean, Carolina women's basketball is never going to be that great.
Right.
They're just not. They can't compete at that level. They should be able to, but they don't have the. They don't. They have the environment. They don't have the coach to pull that in
Wow,
because
I'm
that's
really
been a
doing good
men's
in this
coach.
bracket. I've only got two wrong. Oh, I'm gonna be screwed tomorrow. Obviously,
Yep.
Kentucky's messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. Kentucky's blasted. I
Yeah.
mean, I was watching that right before I came upstairs, and I saw him go into overtime, and I'm like, whoop. I'm like, yep, this is going to be a
Unfortunately,
doozy.
Unfortunately, that's where we're at nowadays. The fact that like number 15s can do it, and we were just talking about that yesterday too. We said like number 15s, man. I mean, it's no
Well, and
longer a
that's the
lie.
thing.
You
Like,
gotta
I
be
mean,
a
I'll even
fool.
pull up the
You have
bracket.
to be a fool to pick a 15. You
I'll
have
even.
to.
You almost have to pick one every year.
Almost, but then you got to pick the right one, and how you gonna do it?
Yeah. So I'll even pull up the bracket for the stream real quick. Well, before we go anywhere.
I
So,
mean, like, dude, you
um,
can't. Like, seriously, there's no. You looking at him before the game started. There's no chance.
who picked Iowa?
Seriously,
I should say, who picked Richmond? Who
I
would have
picked
picked
Richmond.
Richmond? You picked
I
Richmond?
picked Richmond. Yes.
Whoo! It was a close game. Don't get me wrong, but like,
I really
I mean,
like, I
I
love
probably would have
Iowa
picked Richmond
football, but I
too.
don't like Iowa basketball. Of
Um,
course, I also picked South Dakota State, so
and
that kind of
see, I
put a
can't
damper
guarantee
on
that
things.
Auburn's going to win tomorrow either.
Oh, please.
You really think they're going to win?
Well, yeah, dude, Auburn's solid. Jayville State kind of backed in. I mean, dude, come on, man.
Hey,
If
it's
there
another
really was a
15,
solid,
man.
if there
The
really
Aub
was a solid 2 versus 15, that'd be the one right there. I would, like you said, I would say the Duke CSU Fullerton, man. That might be the tricky one.
yeah, where are they at? Let's go down here.
And I really wouldn't have
Yeah.
like Kentucky St. Pete's. I don't know. I wouldn't have called that one. So that's going to kill everybody. They're like there's like 98% of the U.S. just went like son of a bitch.
Yeah, well, because some people had Kentucky going all the way.
Yeah, I had them in the Final Four myself,
Yeah, see, you just blew,
and they're
just
gone.
and
They're
see that's
gone.
that's what hurts is when you have them in the championship game or the Final Four, it blows your bracket out of the water. Like you have like almost no chance of doing anything great for the rest of the season or for the rest
I
of the
mean, you can
bracket.
get everything else right, so it won't hurt too bad. But yeah, you're
Yeah,
right. You're right.
but
I'll
if you
blow
have
it up.
them winning and they get blown out, yeah, like the year that
It
a
does
lot of
hurt a
people had
lot.
Duke winning and they lost. They were a one seed, I think. They were a one or a two seed, but they were good, and they got beat. I think they were a two seed, and they got beat.
They got beat. Right.
And
Right.
a lot of people had them winning the tournament because they were that good that year. And I think it might have been Loyola Chicago or somebody like that. that came through that year. I don't know who it was that year. I'd have to look
Loyola
back.
Chicago was just last year. They came out of nowhere, and like now I'm riding that gravy train. I'm like, yeah, I see Loyola Chicago making it to the Elite Eight this year. I don't know about any further, but
That's what
I'm
I'm
willing to
saying.
ride
Like, I
that
mean, you
train.
gotta you gotta look at those. Um, because now you've got Murray State is probably going to win tonight.
Well, dude, Murray State is strong. There's
Yeah,
no reason not to go. Murray State is fucking strong.
yeah. So Murray State's going to end up playing Saturday. You've got Purdue and Yale. I don't know why did they do this. Like this is so dumb. Virginia Tech is going to have a hard time against Texas. They've
Well,
been
yeah.
strong in some games, but they just don't have the defense really to keep up. They don't have the
I
stamina
remember
on
people
defense to
saying,
keep
"You
up.
better watch. You better watch out, Texas." I'm like, "Watch out for what?" Texas has got that game. Like, dude, seriously.
That's what I'm saying. Virginia Tech has won some okay games, but that's gonna, yeah, they're not gonna make it. They're gonna get they're gonna get busted out. Um, Davidson might beat Michigan State. I mean, that's possible. Memphis won barely. Gonzaga, of
Barely.
course, won. Blew them out. I knew Gonzaga was gonna win. See,
I
Vermont and
knew
Arkansas
Gonzaga was
are
gonna win.
close right now.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like you got to do we again something you mention every time when you start this, and you like, okay, you can't count on a 15 seed, but can you risk whatever you've got in your bracket? And I don't mean for the average Joes who might not put but like $20 in an office pool in it, but I mean like you can't go to Vegas and risk like a $2,000 bid on like, yeah, I'll pick this 15 seed just to make it and fuck up your bracket. I mean, seriously, would you do that? I wouldn't do that. You
No,
can't do that. And that's why you won't have the perfect bracket because the first and second seed are just always a damn lock until this happens. There's going to be like 20 people somewhere out of 8 billion who are like, you know what? I'm going to pick the 15 seed and get it
well, and
right.
it's usually like people like myself who make like 4 or 5 brackets. I'll make like
Yeah.
4 or 5 brackets. If I'm just making them, sure, I'll do the online stuff where it's free to make as many brackets as you want and enter the contests.
Well, yeah, that's what we
So
did. Well, that's
I
what
mean, I
I
didn't
did.
do that this
I
year.
took one this year.
I
I
didn't do
took
it
one
this
this
year.
year. I'm only
I
doing,
didn't want to. I
oh,
didn't
you
want
didn't do
the
any?
no, I didn't do any. I didn't want to deal with the. I just wanted to watch basketball and enjoy it this year.
You step back from a lot of things this year. I can't be doing that shit. It's like, dude, the bracket is the fun I get out of it.
I
I don't
know,
care.
and but see that's the thing. Like I'm enjoying watching the games and not like I can just pick and choose who I want to win.
I could do that anyway.
Well, I could. I mean,
I'm not got anything vested in the fact that Kentucky lost. It's like, so what? That got to
but
me.
see,
It was a
that's the
good
thing.
game.
Like when it got close, when the game was close towards the end of the game, like I wasn't rooting for Kentucky anymore. I was rooting for St. Peter's. I was rooting for them to win because I was like, you know what? Let's do this. Whereas if
I'm,
I had picked Kentucky, I would have been rooting for them the entire game
okay.
because I want my bracket to win. I want my bracket to do well, and then I would
I
be angry
guess.
that now that my bracket just got busted on a 2 seed that I expected them to go to at least the Elite Eight. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
depending on who won the Murray State game, which obviously I think Murray State is going to win, they would play Kentucky. Could Murray State upset Kentucky? Sure, but Kentucky can also come out and play the game like I know they can and blow them out of the water
Right. Right.
because there's a reason why they're a 2 seed. They they're really stinking good. I mean, they played better than Carolina this year, and Carolina's had a team to these guys have been together for a couple of years, and I'm sure Kentucky's team might have been as well. But either way, it's like I expect guys that are juniors and seniors to play better than what they've been playing, but my Tar Heels played really well tonight, so I can't complain. They played really well tonight, but that's the game that I know they can play, and they need to get to that level every night, and that's not easy. That's why they lost to Virginia Tech. They could have been playing for the ACC championship and probably beat them and beat Duke, and they didn't.
And that's how, yeah, that's how it just get. That's how it starts, man. That's how
Yeah,
it starts.
because I didn't even watch the ACC tournament this year because I got ticked off after Carolina lost. I was like, this is ridiculous. They should have never lost that game. They just blew out Duke at home, who was a far better team, and they just
Jesus.
dominated them at home. Sure, there was a lot of pressure on them to win that game because it was Coach K's last home game. So they had that in their minds already, and there was a lot of hype going up to the game. But still, those guys are really good. They should have just played basketball. But Carolina came in and whooped that ass.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, that's fine. Just bring it on. I mean, like,
That's what I'm saying. They did, and they've
relive,
been playing really well since then, except for that one game.
relive the glory days because they still been sucking.
Believe me, they're an 8 seed. They've been sucking. If they're not a 1 or a 2, they've been sucking. If they don't even make it in the tournament, they've been sucking. Because
Yeah,
there
exactly.
was a few years they didn't even make it in. There was a
Yeah,
few years
nobody.
they never made it. So
See, nobody picks a 15th seed. I mean,
of
you
course
just
not.
can't.
I mean, you don't
You
really
can't.
want to. I mean, that's like saying Villanova's going to get beat by Delaware tomorrow. No,
But when it
they better
happens,
not. I mean, it could.
when it happens,
I mean, when it happens, right? Because
right? Yeah,
because
you don't see that shit coming. You
because
don't
the
see that
thing
shit
is,
coming.
teams like Villanova, they get in there and they get too cocky and they get too confident and they take shots that they wouldn't normally take because they think that they should be able to whoop up on them.
Right.
So they don't play as strong as defense and they don't expect the other team to be as good as they are. They made it to the tournament. They got to be somewhat decent. They don't have to be great. They're not, they're obviously
Not
not a
huge
top
enough to
25
be in.
team, but still they won their division. They're coming in there with some wins and they can probably play some really solid defense. And most people have never even heard half the players on Delaware.
Haven't heard of any of the players on Delaware.
Exactly. But they could be star players. They just chose to go to Delaware because they weren't in the top, you know, they weren't in the top 25 or top 50 of the recruiting class, but they're right there close.
I just can't believe so many freaking people are picking Gonzaga to win the whole thing. I'm like, dude, how
I
many times
I
does
think
the
they
number
are.
one overall? How many times does the number one overall ever actually win the championship?
It's rare. I mean, it does
It's
happen. It has
rare.
happened
Exactly. It's rare.
because Carolina's done it, Duke's done it, Kentucky's done it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's rare.
Gonzaga did it, I think, one year, uh, fairly recently, I think. Um, what?
It's just once again, it's just not something you really should be betting on.
No, I wouldn't come in every year and say, "Oh, this the number one overall is going to win." No, I've seen them lose in the Final Four, Elite Eight. Sometimes they lose in the first round or the second round, but I not usually. Not the overall team,
I
not the
think it's only
overall
been
number
like
one.
I think it's pretty much only been twice in the history of the 64 that like the NCAA tournament that number one seed is lost, isn't it? Or is it once?
It might have been once or
I know it's
twice.
once. I just don't know if it's twice. I can't
Yeah, it
remember.
might once or twice. I'm not 100% certain on that, but either way, like I almost never pick a one seed to lose the first round, anyways. I like
Why the hell
almost
would you?
never, unless I've watched the other team a little bit and done a little bit of research,
And
and I've
also, I would like to point out how many times that you get to see the 16th seed and it says state afterwards, and you already know, like, okay, well, state college ain't never gonna do nothing.
well, that's true. I mean, they are the lower of the totem pole, but like
Oh,
Ohio State isn't terrible.
no, but they ain't never been. I don't think they ever been 16th seed either.
No, they haven't. They haven't been. They're like one of the few that are up there in both basketball and football, just like Texas is this year and Tennessee is this year. Because Tennessee had a good football year too recently and within the last year or two.
right?
But no, I mean I usually try to pick Iowa State. That's another one that they're probably going to beat LSU. I'll be honest.
It's usually it's usually pretty bad. It's usually pretty bad to pick like most number ones to make the final four for crying out loud. Let alone like having the overall number one win the whole thing. It just
Yeah, I mean,
it's
but
the
Gonzaga
odds
has
are
they've
the
been
odds are
so
more against
dominant this
than
year
for it.
though. They played really good basketball all year. Like yeah, they've lost, but it doesn't. The losses that they've had have been really close. Like it just hasn't been a blowout.
Oh, it's actually happened. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's I just I mean I wouldn't put money on them winning, but I would say like if I had to go in and pick like if I did a bracket, I would definitely pick them in one of my brackets to go all the way. And I definitely pick them to go to the Final Four in every single one of them that I did.
Yeah.
They're gonna make it to the Final Four. If they don't, something crazy happened. Either one of their players got hurt, or coach got a technical foul and got ejected from the game, and then they just play like crap. You know, I'm serious. Like something crazy has to happen for them to not win and go all the way to the Final Four. I mean, that's just me. But I mean, Creighton for crying out loud.
Hey, don't knock it, Jack.
Creighton just won.
Creighton's my birdies, man. I like Creighton.
Creighton won. They're gonna be playing Kansas.
Kansas yet another one of those teams where it's like
Kansas is not gonna lose.
Kansas is another one of those teams where you're like, man, you just can't knock them out at like anything at any time.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Kansas, Kentucky, the big four usually Kansas, Kentucky, UNC, and Duke, and it's like you could almost put them in there every damn time. Not a lot, but they're at least good.
Yeah, and it's the thing. Like even though Carolina's an 8 seed this year, like they're not playing like an 8 seed right now. They haven't been. They just didn't win enough of their games because a lot of the other teams were really good this year. I mean, and the ACC is stacked with teams, way more than they have been.
And like my boy John usually says, like you can't trust the SEC. You can't trust them, man. You can't trust the Big Ten very much either, but you definitely can't trust the SEC. It's Kentucky's just a fluke, and now they lost. So I mean, there's that. But like seriously,
Yep.
it's like aside from Kentucky, you have the few and far betweens from the SEC that play good basketball, but they're
Yeah,
great in
because
football. They're not exactly the greatest in basketball.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, because usually most schools have one or the other. Sometimes they'll have a little bit of both, and they'll just be mediocre. But you know, I mean, Miami was decent in basketball this year. Well, they weren't in football.
Okay, so the AP number one has only won once since 2001 and only four times since there's been 64 teams in 1985. So again, tell me how
And what one
that
was that? Was that Carolina?
tell me how it's not rare for the number one seed to actually win the whole thing. They've only done it freaking four times
Yep. And one of those had to be Carolina because I'm sure it
since
was.
1985. I mean, dude, for
One
real.
of them was Carolina. It's got to be. One of them has to be. I thought they were number one overall in like '04 or something like that, weren't they?
I don't pay
'04,
attention.
'05, one of those
I
years.
don't pay attention. I don't pay
2001,
attention to
2002,
Carolina.
somewhere around there.
Carolina just doesn't matter. It just doesn't
That's
matter.
when they were winning championships. That's how I know. I mean, this is one of those years. They
Oh
were
no, it's like you have to crack out the archaeology and go back way back in the Wayback Machine to figure out when they was good.
they were good back in, the '80s too because Jordan was there.
Well, Jordan only made him good 1 year, dude.
Hey, hey,
He was
hey,
like
hey.
final piece.
That's all it takes.
No, you again.
He,
Stop looking at history, bro. What have you done for me lately? We're in a
hey,
new.
he
We're
put
in a
him
new
on the map.
bracket right now. Live in the now, brother. Live in the now.
Yeah, living in now where ain't got no good players, man. I don't freaking killing me. I mean, Love did a good job tonight. He did a really good job tonight, but against Virginia Tech, they shut him down. Like I don't know if he shut himself down or because he wasn't trying to score. That's the thing. Like he was like they were saying tonight on ESPN. Caleb Love is good when he scores, not when he's trying to be a playmaker. If he's trying to be an athlete and go and create his own stuff, he's not terrible, but he's not effective. If he would just sit there and shoot, score all day. I mean, he whopped up like 21, 23 points by halftime. He was just raining in threes tonight. Like insane. But hey, I know we've been ranting on this stream for like the last like 30 minutes on this stuff.
That's all it took.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
get us on basketball and during the bracket season, it's over. Yeah,
I mean, we could have talked it all this time, but yeah, it's the brackets that did it. That's
it's
for
the
damn
brackets.
sure.
Yo, so, thank you for stopping by Paper Planes and Mo, episode 4. We at